Travel Cambodia with me unplugged. No internet, no data, no planning. We're taking it back to old school backpacking. Today's day 4 and we are watching the sunrise at Angkor Wat. It is 6:30 a.m. and I'm already melting. Like, it's so hot. I don't understand it. Also, I messed up and didn't bring a ponytail because with this new hairdo, I just was like, oh, I don't need a ponytail. Like, it won't feel super hot on my neck. If you missed it, during day 3, I went and got a $4 Cambodia haircut out of just like a little old market. That was definitely a first for me. Day 3 was a good video. It was a good day. It was making me feel like, okay, I've got the hang of this. I can do this. So yeah, so I can't wait to see what the next 10 days are like. So while it is early, there are still plenty of people here, and right now is like the low season. So I can't imagine what it's like when it's like peak tourism season here. To book this tour, you can basically find it at any of the tour vendors, and by that I mean you can find it at every single tour vendor. It costs 13 USD, but then entrance costs an additional 37 USD. So at the very center of the Angkor Wat temple is like the main temple, but climbing up these stairs is steep. So Cambodia was originally a Hindu country, and then it was Buddhism, and then it was back to Hindu, and now it is a mix between Buddhism and Hinduism. But during the Khmer Rouge, I've kind of heard it pronounced both ways, but either way, during that time period when there was the rebel groups, they went around and cut off all the heads of the Buddhist statues, kind of everywhere. And so walking around Angkor Wat, you can see the heads of the statues gone. All of the attention to detail in all of the temples here at Angkor Wat are truly so incredible, and it's all sandstone, so you could like carve into the temple, but it shows like the history of Cambodia. There are a bunch of monkeys around here, but do remember that the monkeys in Southeast Asia are not usually the nicest, so if they start coming at you, if you've got like a water or any bags of snacks or foods, they're definitely going to try and steal them, so stand your ground, kind of kick them away. So behind me here we have the entrance to Angkor Thom, which is going to be the entrance of Bayon Temple. Bayon is going to be in the very, very center. We've got 54 god statues to my right, and then 54 devil statues over here to my left. And that equals 108. And it is believed that there are 108 gods in Hinduism or Buddhism. I'm not sure because it's mingled here in Cambodia. So Bayon is at the center of Angkor Thom, which was the gates that we were just at. And back when this was like most prosperous, there were 1 million people living in here. But then the Thai people came over, took it over, and then the Vietnamese took it over, and it just kind of sounds like it's had a lot of takeovers. Don't quote me on this, but it really kind of sounds like Cambodia's just been through a lot. It's interesting being here right now because like normally coming to a place like this, I would have done so much research. I would have probably just came on my own super early to get all the pictures and videos. But since we're just kind of trying to travel how they used to back in the day and with no planning and none of the internet, we're just kind of doing what all the other people are doing. So we're trying not to stress too much about getting the perfect photos. We have made it to our breakfast spot. We were driving around Angkor Thom and it really reminded me of El Mirador in Guatemala, how it used to just be this massive civilization and there's just like different ruins and temples kind of all scattered around a big area, and they're all kind of connected through different trails. El Mirador in Guatemala was truly incredible. If you're making a trip to Guatemala, I highly recommend you do the 4-day trek in and out to El Mirador. It's unreal. Maybe it's a 5-day trek. I don't know. You can watch the video here. Also, if you're going to Central America, I have an entire series on it with all the best places to go and travel tips. We just got done with lunch, and unfortunately right outside of lunch there are kids trying to sell candies and treats. And while it can feel like a really nice thing to do to buy the candies from them, and you're gonna want to, it is best if you try not to, because then it kind of encourages the kids that they don't need to go to school, and that is the way that they can make money. But it is best if you do not buy anything from them so they can go and get an education and a better future. Alright, we are at our last stop on the tour today, and as soon as we got off the bus there was somebody selling books. The first book that he just said to me was First They Killed My Father. It's an incredible book. If you haven't read it, I recommend you read it, or you can watch the movie. It's on Netflix. Do you want to be in it? No. No. Oh, okay. I don't know what just happened. You have to make sure you keep your ticket on you. You have to show it multiple times. I thought that's what he was trying to look at, but he was just looking at the camera? I don't know. Either way, make sure you go and watch First They Killed My Father, or read the book. This, I think, is probably my favorite temple out of like all the places we've been to so far today. I would love to come here early in the morning, get all the cool shots, but also be able to wander around here when like no one else is here. Whoa. This one's really cool. Top prom. Yeah, I think so, yeah. This is so cool. Unfortunately, I've lost the group, and so I am not learning anything about it, but just wandering around here. Really interesting. I feel like you could probably research a bunch of stuff beforehand, learn it yourself, and then come here early morning and beat the crowds. Something that I find really interesting is that in Thailand, the Wats and the temples look very different to how they've looked here. I would say you might have to look that up and do some research, but I can't. So, and the tour guide kind of explained it a little bit, but I didn't fully understand it. So, but I think it has to do with like, there's different forms of Buddhism, and there's like different gods that you worship in Buddhism. And so in Cambodia they worship different ones. Like in Thailand, the ancient Buddha was a female. That's what I kind of got from the tour guide. This is kind of creepy and eerie back here. This brings out my like inner child. Just like running through an old temple that's just like collapsed. So this became deserted and kind of all started collapsing because one, there was like a big drought, and so there wasn't a lot of people here to maintain it, but then also was that the natural disaster? Maybe, I don't know. But then so the people deserted it, and then kind of the trees and everything like took over, which continued to destroy it. But I love to see when nature takes over mankind. When just like that, we were back at the hotel. I was definitely struggling though there at the very end. It was way too hot and I just couldn't form coherent sentences, but we're back. Time to go now, chill in the pool, I think. So Kep is the local fish market.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's a bit south of Kapot. You can just take a bike and go there.
Okay. And is it fine to drive yourself on the bike there?
Yeah, it's really easy. The roads are really good.
Oh, okay, cool. How big is like the is it a big town? Is it pretty small?
Small.
Small, and it's easy to get around to where you need to go. Okay. Cool. Is it okay if I take a picture of that? This isn't cheating, right? Yeah, not cheating.
A little.
No, it's not. Leave me alone. Just got done swimming in the pool to cool off and chatting with some other people about where to go around Cambodia. But now it is time to go for a food tour. We've got 3 hours of like walking around and trying like traditional Cambodian food. So I'm excited and I'm starving. Cheers! Oh man, its leg gets like stuck in your throat. No, good try. One of the best food tours I've been on in a long time. I'm so full. I highly recommend though when you're in Siem Reap you do this food tour. It is with a local man. He is from Siem Reap. He is the sweetest. His name is Lay Long. His number is right here. His number is also going to be down in the caption. Highly recommend you give him a message on WhatsApp. He is such a gem. His English is perfect. He took us around and it took us like a little bit out on the outskirts of town to a really local market. We were trying different insects. Yeah, it was a wild night, but anyways, might be going out tonight, but probably a bad idea because we've got an 8:30 a.m. bus tomorrow to Battambang, and the journey continues. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 5 of Traveling Cambodia Unplugged.